Welcome back to another Fishy Plant Man production. Okay, take two. I had to turn that box over there sideways. That's the oversized box for the CO2 unit. Well, that's fine, except the label with the address was showing. And with technology the way it is, I thought I should turn it. So, yeah. Take two. I thought that I would do another test on the water, but I'm filming before I do the test because I want to see if I can make a prediction of how it's going to come out. I'll be honest, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But my prediction is there's still likely some ammonia, but I'm hoping that there's at least some nitrites, if not some nitrates. Okay, so, yeah, that's kind of the prediction. And I'll go ahead, I've been to a rock show, so I'll go ahead and film that. Forgive the dust. I've put in that lucky bamboo, and it required a little tiny bit, but a bit of woodworking. Okay, there's that. You've had time to pause it, if not read it outright. And there's those. That's what I could bring home. The other one, the sunstone, it had to go home with one of the vendors. Alrighty, so why do I predict ammonia? Those are why I predict ammonia. Learned that from Corey at Aquarium Co-op. Be honest, I've always kind of suspected that those meant trouble. And apparently they do. Could mean medications in the tank too, but there's no medications in the tank. That's why I'm thinking there's still some high levels of ammonia. Or maybe if I'm lucky, it's high levels of nitrite, because the nitrates haven't taken up position yet. And actually, it's not that. It's the actual bacteria, which has its own name, but we won't get into that. Mainly because I forgot what the other one was. Got Nitrobacter, the family of the Bacters. Nitrobacter, I'm not even sure that's very specific in itself, but you definitely have the Bacter family. And then Nitrobacter might be specific, but it might be like another subcategory too. Haven't gotten that far into it. But never mind that. There's Nitrobacter, and then there's another one. And I forgot the name of the other one. So, yeah. I forgot the details of the more scientific stuff. I can look it up, but not right now. I'm going to cut and do the test so that we can see where the quote-unquote high-tech tank is at. Be back in about 10 minutes. For you, a second. Okay. I think I had to move down into light where I could see my time. But I think the chemistry has stopped. I put the box in here for two reasons. One, to show how old this test kit is. And some might think, well, you should throw it out. That's way too old. You could throw it out. It's clearly not accurate. Well, I find that it still is accurate. Which kind of leads me to the next thing. I admittedly do not follow the instructions to the letter. Now, If you don't believe you can do that, and it would make you uncomfortable to not follow all the instructions, fine, follow the instructions. I just don't find it necessary and have stopped doing it. For me, instructions are for the people that don't know what they're doing. They need instructions. So how do you write instructions? Shake for 30 seconds. To me, that says shake well. If you can shake it well, 5 seconds and you're sure it's well shook, then it probably is. But instructions need to be for the person coming across the product for the first time. They need a way of doing it that can be repeated. Do it the same way every time. Same amount of drops every time. Now that part I do. Far as I know, it's 8-5-5. 8 for the ammonia, 5 for the nitrite, and 5 for the nitrates. Now, if those numbers are different from what they're doing now, fine. But those are the drop numbers I use. If you're using the same numbers every time, I find that is what's important. If it's 9-4-4, whatever, as long as it's the same every time, that way you get used to the color change with that amount of agent. That's one of the things. I think another one is they want you to shake the test tube in between for the two that require two separate agents mixed together. I think the instructions said that they want you to, shake the bottle in between. I don't find it to be necessary. But these are shortcuts I take, and if they make you nervous, don't take them on your tank. So, we'll move the old box out of the way. Like I say, if after a period of time you just don't think that they can possibly be accurate anymore, throw them away after 6 months, a year, whatever. I don't test enough, obviously, to use them up too quick. So I find that it's still accurate. I've got 4 tanks now. And they seem to be accurate, so I'm going with it. Anyway, to the results. Apparently I was wrong. There is some ammonia. It looks a little bit better on camera than it does to my eye. We'll bring it up here to the white wall. Still, I see a little more green than the camera wants to show, but that's pretty good. Especially considering that there is yet to be any fish in the aquarium. It's good reading for ammonia. Nitrites, which I thought there might be some of them too. Nope. No nitrites. And just a little bit of nitrates. From when I decided that the bacterial kick had worked, the change was even more subtle. But it got a little darker, trying to get that on camera, unless I, put it on a stand and just let it watch for the time. It's hard to see the change. But it's a little bit darker, so there's some nitrates in the water. So apparently, despite those bubbles, the tank is ready for fish. Not that it's getting any, because I need to put in the substrate. I think I've decided that I want substrate all the way across. eventually. I think I've just decided, and by just decided, like the last 7 seconds decided, that I will probably start with a small amount in this circle, like I initially thought I would. And as that starts to grow, spread out from there. Now that's going to be interesting, because it likely means that every time I add, I'm going to make a mess of the tank. And can I recover that mess? I don't know. I might be doing this all wrong. Maybe I should have put the dirt in however much while the tank was empty and then filled it up. Well, the water's in there, and I decided it wouldn't be that big of a deal. According to the internet, that seems to be a debatable idea. We'll see. No fish. Worst case scenario is I discover it's not a very good idea and have wasted 70 gallons of water, 73 gallons of water, 80 gallons of water. I've topped it up. Probably somewhere between 70 and 100 gallons of water will be wasted if I have to start over. I can live with that. I think I might be able to make this work. My experience seems to think that I might be able to make this work. But it seems to be a debatable topic. And some might tell me that I shouldn't try. We'll find out when I get some substrate ordered and it arrives. It's a video I would watch. Will I succeed with this? Yeah, that's a video I would watch. But we'll see. Talk to you next time.